I've been around some Texans a little bit too much for my own good here lately.
No, you have not been around me for.
You know what it is? I've been eating too much barbecue. If you eat too much barbecue, the accent just comes out. Like if you get me home.
First of all, too much barbecue doesn't exist.
That's true.
Okay, maybe it does exist, but as far as like too much barbecue, I could just run a little bit more. It's not enough running is what really exists for me. But yeah, what a fantastic series has been from ErA. Able to check Kranich every single step of the way. We're gonna find out if he can close out this match in game number 4 right now. Kranich has to win 2 straight.
You know, and the same thing could be said about other foods for me as well. If you start giving me some gumbo and some jambalaya, you hear the Louisiana come out quite a bit.
I just have to sit down with a glass of Louisiana iced tea afterwards too.
Yeah, order iced tea, get some hush puppies.
Are you a sweet tea guy or are you
no, I actually dislike tea. I don't like sweet tea
in general?
Yeah, I just don't like it.
Get out of my face right now. I love unsweet tea. Yeah, Harrison Jones, no value in this matchup. ErA just running it back. Hey, why wouldn't you either?
It's a 5-4. You be nice to Harrison Jones.
It's pretty
that
big.
dude flew the Millennium Falcon once. You watch your mouth.
It takes 4 wisps to kill Harrison Jones, okay?
4. I like this. Kranich going to get aggressive.
I like this play from him. You know, get something on the board right away, start applying pressure. This isn't going to get frost bolted. There's no answer in ErA's deck to this. This would, say ErA is playing a different mage deck, it would sneak in under Mirror Entity.
Yeah, I mean, he did pick up a Fireball here. That should be able to take care of it next turn. He doesn't have to give up a Polymorph, which is pretty huge in this matchup. But Kranich, he's just looking to get out early and running here.
Yeah, the curve is really the big element here for Kranich. And this is a spot for him where he has to decide damage or restrict card draw.
Exactly. Do you want to miss out on 5 damage here if ErA, because this gives him a good turn next turn. He could Frostbolt plus ping, and if he's going to do that, you let the Acolyte of Pain have to come in. You let him be the one doing the attacking. Yeah,
I love the push from Kranich. He is absolutely going to punish ErA for this.
And yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this turn from ErA here.
This is a great turn from ErA, but at this point now, he's given up 10 damage to Lotheb and an Innervate. Each one of those cards now has been 5 damage, and there's no sign of slowing down from Kranich.
Yeah, I love this from him. He's going to be able to use his hero power, pick off this Acolyte of Pain.
Like, ErA is going to have to Fireball a 5.
Yeah, and this is not the best use of this card in this matchup. Sludge Belcher off the top would be amazing here for him, though.
Yeah, Mad Scientist is not enough to take care of it, so Frostbolt would be great. But instead, he's got 2 copies of Polymorph and 2 copies of Fireball. So ErA has a lot of ways to handle what Kranich is going to throw at him right now. But this is a race against time. The more time that Kranich has to assemble Force Nature Savage Roar, he's also going to be trying to chip away at that same point. So ErA has to answer everything.
Yeah, and ErA is going to... He has a bunch of 1-for-1s left over in his deck now. This is going to be a good turn for him, too. If he wants to not take damage here, he can Fireball plus Mad Scientist. But you're going to see him 1-for-1 here over and over again over the next couple turns against Kranich, and just hope it's good.
I mean, this is... Honestly, I feel like ErA, if Kranich does not pick up the right pieces to continue to have a resilient board state, ErA has a chance to extend this into the late game and actually pick this up.
It's going to be a good Emperor Thaurissan, and as we said, ErA's win percentage when he plays this card goes through the roof.
I mean, this is a major game right now. He did drop a game to Kaldi this series when he played it, and so pretty easy trade here from Kranich. Even going to Keeper of the Grove, shut off this Mad Scientist.
Yep, we see ErA just not sweating it at all, though.
He's going to have to be sweating pretty soon, though. This board is starting to get a little bit scary.
Yeah, do you want to use Polymorph here?
You do, but yeah, I think you have to do other stuff first.
Yeah, I mean, you still get to do other things. You get to Sludge Belcher or Sylvanas this turn if you use it as well. But does leaving behind a minion here pose a huge problem, because you're starting to get to that point where every minion on the board is becoming lethal territory with combo.
Yes, it does. But here's what I'm seeing in the game. If you go a Sludge Belcher now and you play Ice Block afterwards or whatever it's going to be, the more time that you give to Kranich to set this turn up, the more likely he's going to be to have Force Nature Savage Roar. This is the one turn I feel like you risk with Sylvanas. If your opponent has Force Nature Savage Roar already, you probably are going to lose the game as it is. But if you play Sylvanas, suddenly you're guaranteeing yourself some value. Now, if he's going to play Sludge Belcher, I do think he needs to Polymorph here. He needs to keep this Sludge Belcher alive as long as he possibly can. So this puts a lot of pressure on Kranich to have the right cards to create a board state that is threatening to ErA. And so if he can keep 1-for-1ing afterwards, like say Kranich drops a 5/10 here and says go, ErA's going into Sylvanas and Polymorph afterwards. So keeping the board restricted, very big point from ErA here.
Yeah, great turn here from Kranich as well. This Innervate's going to allow him to do so many things.
Now this is, I don't actually know if this is going to be charged in or not. Like Flame Strike has to be on his mind.
Oh, I saw it pointing upstairs here though. He's got a Savage Roar in his hand. We're going for damage.
Yeah, I don't think you mind getting Flame Strike in this spot. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it's gonna be all of ErA's turn unless he already had it for the Emperor Thaurissan.
And now Kranich is in kind of a peculiar spot. You know, does he? I almost feel like he has to trade here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, now he's got 15 damage, so now he's popping the Ice Block. And wow, did Kranich's eyes light up right there.
Yeah, popping the Ice Block, and is he gonna be able to get him to 1 while doing this as well? He's in 6.
No, it takes him to 2.
4. Okay, because getting to 1 is the dream, obviously. Yeah, I wonder if ErA took the Illuminator out of his deck. We haven't seen it all night. We've seen him go through almost the entire thing, too.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be against different players. He's going to kind of mold the deck a little bit differently, and Kranich hasn't been outright super aggressive in his matches. So I feel like that card loses some value when you're fighting the attrition battle, but he's going to set ErA down to 2 with a popped Ice Block. ErA does not have a way to protect himself in his hand right now.
Yeah, also, Kranich has an Ancient of Lore in his hand, so he's geared up to fight a long game from here as well.
I mean, what's the draw here?
Well, he's going to have to draw a card here off the Acolyte.
I mean, he's got to get Anti-Keelbot or Sludge Belcher, right?
Well, he can use Explosive Sheep here to draw a card and steal something with Sylvanas. Is that good enough? Then he can... Okay, so if he polymorphs... Yeah, if he polymorphs here...
ErA's taking the risk that Kranich does not have a point of damage.
Right, I like this. This is what you're talking about. You have to take a risk somewhere. He's doing it here.
Yeah. So does pick up a 2/2 off this, does pick up an extra card, does clear Kranich's board. So Kranich, Force of Nature, Savage Roar, Swipe. Both Keepers of the Grove have been used. Savage Roar will do it. We're going into game number 5, boys. Kranich and his Druid deck. Too much pressure for ErA to handle at the end of the day.
Yeah, just punch you in the face for 2 here with a Savage Roar. Let's go to game 5.
And this is what RDU was talking about post-match. He said that Druid just lined up fantastic against ErA's full range. Everything that he plays feels like it's weak to Druid. And I totally agree with this standpoint.